Hello everyone, welcome to Plutus IS. Today I'm going to talk about one of the topic, not actually topic, one of the article published in 29 December 2025 newspaper. Okay, of course I don't generally do that, but of course here I cover the science and tech portion. Your little GS paper, of course, in your environment ecology, your GS paper 3. So I found this article very interesting. Most of the time what we see in the article, of course, Hindu newspaper, so most of the time we see generally an article max to max covers 2 to 3 points or something like that. Okay, so this is something I thought to discuss, or maybe in that, like, if I feel it more relatable or more relevant, so maybe with respect to specifically science and technology topics which will come in the news generally, right? I may describe it and I may elaborate it and maybe tell you that how to cover that, article, and how to just take the required information, data, whatever is necessary for your examinations. The complete newspaper is not relevant for sure, but you have to have know that how to pick required information and use it efficiently. Like if you simple Google it, right? So many data will be there, so many things will be there. But that's how now you should do that, right? You have to choose, you have to know where, how, when, in what manner you can utilize such data in your answer writing, how to use this article on the basis of for your prelims basis, and for your mains answer writing, something like that. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the one of the article published by, of course, written by the Shashi Tharoor. Okay, and the topic is about, wait a minute, and the article is about the a grand vision and the great Indian research deficit. Most of the time, generally, if you see UPSC question papers in your mains, now and then in the recent years, and also in the old times also, if you see your PYQs of the mains, so you will see the questions is more of your what can be done, right? What you can approach, what should be done, like that, like more in analytical way. That if you become, of course, you become an aspirant, you are an aspirant, you become an administrator, one of the civil servants. Okay, so how do you tackle such kind of problems? So for this you have to have know that how to write the best answer and where to use the data or something like that. So today it is, of course, it is the first article I'm going to talk about. If I'll feel relevant, then I'll do more, otherwise this is more than enough. Okay, so yes, this is something, of course, I need to read the newspaper at the same time, and I'll tell you how to just pick those points in your notes form. Okay, so before start of that, I really want to say one of the things. So make a note, yeah, kind of note जो बहुत ऐसे easy notes kind of आते हैं, है ना, एक very handy notes in which divide that section, divide that particular note in very short note kind of diary, divide that particular notes into your paper 4, like GS1, 2, 3, 4. If you're, of course, if your optional is something relatable in which the data you need to use, then of course you can add also optional, but still I would suggest just GS1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, like if we talk about the your syllabus, so many topics are very common. Like if we talk about the society, so society is one of the very common subject, right? Yeah, something I like. So differentiate your notes on the basis of GS paper 1 data, GS paper, like when we do the preparation, so many, we just face so many data and so many things. So at the last moment of when after clearing the prelims, it is very, harsh person, very rushed, that you have to collect so many data and this. So if you'll have collect everything at one place, so after clearing prelims you will not have to run for so many things, right? So this is something, suppose that just in your data, I would say that the data notes, in the GS paper 3, right? Start writing about that data which is very relevant, and you can pick from that such article, some of the article you are reading from newspaper, some of the sites, and something like PIB, something like that, so that it will not be rush. Okay, of course this is something also relevant for the prelims also. Okay, so the grand vision and the great Indian research deficit. India stands at pivotal moment in its economic and technological system. I need to do a little bit more zoom. Okay, yes. So India stands a pivotal moment in economic and technological trajectory with its vast human capital and a rapidly expanding economy. It harbors ambitious of becoming a global power, yet this grand vision is significantly hampered by the deep-seated chronic inefficiency in research and development. That is something what that R&D we are going to talk about. Here you can start with like introduction also. The what is one of the, of course I'll just intervene one of the more time. So what is the significance? Not about the data and everything, you know, it is also helpful in writing the good introduction. Like suppose that when you are going to conclude that, here you can from the article you can also have that content, like what to write in the conclusion, what to write in the introduction. So start from here. You can also write like economy, it harbors the ambitious have become a global power. Take it according to the, of course, demand of the question. The scale in number, the scale of India's R&D is best illustrated by stark number. Despite having, just mentioned that, despite having 17.5%. Wait a minute. That means 17.5% of world brains. That is your population, right? What is the population? That's 17.5% of the world brains. It is a home to world population. India produces a mere 3% of the world research output. Population कितनी है? इतनी है, right? And आपका 3% ही केवल क्या है इसका? World research output. Okay, that means whatever the research occurred in all in like at the global or the world level, India only constitute that 3%. World research, sorry, world research output. That's true data that India is. You can start with that introduction here. Like suppose that the question demand is directly like that. What are the problems in the research? So you can simply start with the data, right? This is something you can also do. Highlight the fundamental failure in leveraging the massive demographic dividend to generate the high value research. The situation is not much better on intellectuality property creation. So यहाँ पे there's another term recently report from the WPO. WPO is World Intellectual Property Organization suggested a mixed picture. That means it suggested that 20% increase. Okay, I'll just read it again. Dramatic growth from very low base, but overall unimpressive performance. Of course, this is something critic, so we will not write it like that. In from that, like how to use that again data from that WPO, WIPO, WIPO, you can conclude like you can pick the data for the positive side also and also the negative side. How you will see that in 2023 India was ranked 6th. India was ranked 6th in 2023. In what? 6th rank. India was ranked 6th globally for total patent filing. 6th rank for patent filing. For patent filing. Okay? Okay. Recording 64,480 applications. Just write like that, more than 64,000. Okay? If you remember it, that's good also. This represents the fastest growth. So here what you can see, that is your fastest growth, that is 15.7%, showing that fastest growth of India, showing that fastest growth of India. So you can utilize as your positive thing, right? Fastest growth of India. जैसे कि what the India has already done and what more need to be done. This represents among the top 20 countries and a significant figure. However, the context of the total 3.55 million patent application globally. So global level पे आपका कितना point है? देखो, that's point you can write. Globally आपके कितने patent file होते हैं? Globally patent numbers are your 3.5 million. 3.55 million. In which India constituting how many? India is globally, in India's share is still low, approximately 1.8% only, in which India constitute, that's you write the statement, only 1.8%. That's very low, isn't it? India is constituting only 1.8% of the global total. Critically, when measuring resident application per million inhabitants, a true reflection of domestic innovation intensity, India ranks significantly lower, 47. So that means if you constitute that according on the basis of the ranking, है ना, on compared to your population, it is very low. That is your 47. ठीक है, patent filing में आपकी we are talking about. Underscoring that overall growth is not yet translating into widespread population. So here, there are two more thing you need to know. That is what is patent filing. What is the authority in India for the patent filing? What is the regulation of it? है ना? So you can also write the challenges of it. Like what are the challenges for the patent filing? Something like that. Add this kind of like information in your brain, in your of course notes on wherever when you are reading such kind of article. Then the most damning evidence of India's R&D gap lies in R&D expenditure. Of course, the first problem is your R&D expenditure. Gross expenditure on R&D India, covering both private and public sector, has consistently hovered between 0.6 to 0.7%. So यहाँ पे आपके पास another data is the gross, the research R&D expenditure is, sorry, R&D, my bad. So here what we're talking about, R&D expenditure is 0.6. Of course, we are going to talk about in India, of course. That 63, like more than 63%, 65% is from the public sector only. Here it is also mentioned that is 0.6 to 0.7% of GDP. That is your another data. Start with there. This is also one of the data you can write, or when you are criticizing something, you know, what are the challenges, you can just add this data. That R&D expenditure is very low, that is a 0.6 to 0.7% of GDP in recent year, and is slipping as the GDP grows, of course, as the GDP grows. This figure plays in comparison the major economy. Simultaneously, you can write China का कितना है, चाइना की इकोनॉमी का, चाइना की जीडीपी का 2.4%, ऑफ कोर्स वो बहुत ज्यादा हो जाएगा. देन आपका यूएस का, दैट्स हाउ यू राइट, यूएस का आपका कितना है 3.5%, राइट. देन आपका क्या है यूएस and Israel is one of the country spending so much. Actually this is something but this article something about the Hawaii. Okay, Israel का आपका कितना है more than 5%, that is your 5.4%. That's how you write it. To grasp the magnitude of the underinvestment, the only needs to compare India's entire national R&D spend with that of the single multinational corporation. In 2023, the Chinese technology giant Huawei invested a colossal 164.7 billion, approximately $23.4. Okay, sorry, $23.4 billion into R&D. Huawei is one of that company. Of course, you can just talk about that manufacturing company, one of the manufacturing company investing in that much amount. So that you can write. No doubt driven by the intense global competition and US action, particularly focusing on the crucial areas such as the semiconductor technology, exceeds the total combined R&D expenditure and so on things. Okay? Why relentless investment has propelled them to be the nanosecond behind the US in advanced semiconductors capabilities. Why we are connecting that Huawei in the semiconductors? Of course, we are talking about that EV vehicle and so many updation of the such kind of vehicle industries, you know, or this corporate level intensity of R&D is the engine of the next generation technological power. That means R&D is one of the major requirement for the technological upgradation, which is the future of all, right? So India's inability to master even a fraction of this kind of concentrated strategic investment speaks volumes about the challenge ahead for it. So much for the numbers, they are merely symptoms of deeper structural problems within the Indian innovation ecosystem that it must tackle on the war footing. The government sector, यहाँ से आपका again important है. Most disappointingly, what is the problem? Most disappointingly, private sector participation is abysmal. It's very low, right? It's very low. The global hallmark of mature innovation economy is the dominant role of the private sector and R&D. जितनी भी आपकी mature economy है, वहाँ पे in that research and development, the major investment, not the major, but of course a big part of investment is done by the private sector company. But in the case of India, of course, we are going to see that in developed nation, industries typically account for the 2/3 or more of such expenditure. ठीक है, इन डेवलप्ड इकोनॉमी में क्या होता है, जो आपकी इंडस्ट्रीज हैं वो मोर देन 2/3 क्या स्पेंड करती हैं आपके एक्सपेंडिचर इन सच एक्सपेंडिचर. इन इंडिया, हाउएवर, द गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर में इंक्लूडिंग central, state, higher education, public sector industries and everything remains the main driver, contributing 63.6% of R&D funds. So यहाँ पे what we are writing, the government sector involvement or contribution, better, the government sector contribution is 63.6%, is 63.6% in R&D expenditure, right? In R&D expenditure. That's your so many crucial points from this article, right? With the private industry sector contributing only around 36.4%. Of course, remaining आपका क्या है, private sector आपकी कितनी involvement करती है, 36.4%. That is your remaining percentage, like below, even like low than 40% also. Okay, India's business tycoons need to rise to the R&D challenge, but they are instead largely complacent and myopic about it, not showing, not seeing that. But India's, what is the problem like that? India's जो private sector hai, they do not see R&D as a far-sighted vision, right? They are saying that it's a very low, like they do not even see that for long. Okay, because of course so many reasons are there. They do not want, because R&D is not one of that you will do, you'll invest something and you get definite product, है ना? There's so many experiments because of that, of course, है ना? A preference for the technology licensing or domestic development and a general risk averse culture, that is your, they are not risk taking, they are not thinking of the risk taking abilities, right? The second dismaying feature is one we had already identified in the second tier of the United Progressive Alliance, a persistent academia industries disconnect. So what are the problems, if you just want to add this? Sorry. So what are the problems if we talk about? The first problem is low investment, low contribution by the private sector, low contribution by the private sector, right? Second one is lack of industry academy collaboration, industry academia academic collaboration, right? This is your second point from this article. Next, the subject of the report, Anand Narayan Murthy, also wrote for us more than a decade ago, that is sadly gathering dust. Okay, Indian academia, despite producing millions of highly skilled graduates, often operates in a silo. Research is frequently, कैसा problem हो गया है यहाँ पे आपका third point, like that. Research is frequently theoretical and disconnected from that immediate market driven needs. So majority of your research are theoretical driven research. Theoretical driven research, right? Not connected with, or less connected with, better say, less connected with market demand, less connected with market demand. Okay, this is the second one. Fine. The mechanism of technology transfer, commercialization of research, joint industry, academic projects remain underdeveloped. Nor do Indian companies look to the world for academia help. In the US, companies commonly bring ideas to universities and give grants for student research to develop them into marketable innovations, right? There is no such culture in India. Okay? Why? Of course, the lack of the industrial and academic collaboration in such research field. There is no such culture in India. This gulf prevents valuable research from crossing of the valley of death between the laboratory and the marketplace. You need to write such kind of good phrases or the words in your good answer. Okay, that just shows that you have the very good concept clarity, right? You can only use such word only when you have the knowledge of that particular concept. Okay, value of death, what is indicating here? That means to just cross the academic barrier and enter into that research and development market, which will be going to further useful for the manufacturing and so many industry level uses. That is something, the value of death. After completing here the graduation, people are not very much focused in that research, or even some people are focused, the research are so much theoretical type, like so many old concept they are doing on the research. The research should be more of the market or the demand driven. That is something here the point it says, right? And there is no escaping the brain drain. Of course, this is one of the very important thing, that is your brain drain concept, है ना? Brain drain concept, ये in itself is one of the very important thing to describe or to elaborate brain drain concept, because of course there is a less money getting, like less stipend, that is say researchers are not getting that much respect, not that much money, not because of course they are theoretical process, so they are not completely driven, they are not completely very useful for that industries or something, so they are not very much useful. So this is a kind of circular process, because research are theoretical, they are not giving the goods, they are not giving the products or whatever they required for the industries, and because they are not connected with the industry, they are just the theoretical processes. That is something you need to know here, and that's how you show that cyclical process also, right? Next, and there's a no skipping, of course, brain drain. While India produces a vast number of PhDs and engineers, the most ambitious and the talented often seek better infrastructure, funding, career progression, opportunities abroad. So यहाँ पे what is the reason of the brain drain? You can simple write the better infrastructure, career opportunities, so many things. The domestic R&D environment struggles to attract and retain the world-class researchers due to the limited high-end research facilities and lower salary. Here, this is on the point. Lower salary, infrastructure benchmarks compared to the rest of the world. Okay, this is also you can write like that. Lower salaries to researchers. Lower salaries to researchers. If you want, you can connect with this concept here also. Okay, to researchers. The reason of the brain drain concept. This is one of the different separate topic. Okay, next. The allocation of public R&D funds is often constrained by the slow bureaucratic process, of course. यहाँ पे तो we cannot forget. इसके reasons में we can write like that. Bureaucratic hurdles. Bureaucratic hurdles. You can write at a separate points also. है ना, that patenting, suppose that if you want to go for the patenting, you have to do so many paper processes. That is one of the very big reason. Okay, project approval times can be excessively long. The release of funds is frequently staggered and unpredictable, impeding the smooth execution of ambitious and the long-term research program. Research is not something 1 to 2 or 1 to 2 months, 1 to 2 day or 1 to 2 week kind of progress. It takes time. It takes years sometimes. So that kind of risk-taking abilities and the time-taking abilities should have in the Indians, in the industries or some bureau, like a whole environment there should be like that. What then is a path forward? That is something here you're going to talk about the forward, है ना, way forward. यहाँ पे आप ऐसे इसको add कर सकते हो. So here we are going to talk about way forward. Way forward. So bureaucratic, when we have mentioned here in the bureaucratic में आप multiple process लिख सकते हो. Delay, corruption, paper process. It's a very long and hectic thing, है ना. That's why. The goal of building comprehensive tech and economic muscles worthy of a Viksit Bharat. Conclude with that terminology in the conclusion. Why it is important? The conclusion which should be like Viksit Bharat. Okay, you'll see that in the conclusion part. It's not a sprint but a marathon. To achieve it, India must engineer a fundamental shift in its approach. The most immediate and critical step to raise the R&D expenditure to the GDP ratio at least with 2 to 2% within the next 5 to 7 years. So here what we can write about the increase in GDP to increase in budget expenditure, increase in budget expenditure to R&D, है ना, to R&D. Do not write just simple point. Substantiate with like what percentage should increase. That is your minimum 2%, है ना, to next within next to 5 next within next 5 to 7 years. That is something a good point it can call. Do not just write the point ठीक है आगे बढ़ गए, है ना, justify the point like that. Okay, the most immediate increase करना है. This requires some massive public spending commitment coupled with the substantial tax incentives and the grants to encourage the private sector to ramp up its contribution to 50%. यहाँ पे आप क्या लिखोगे? The second is increase in the private sector involvement, increase in private sector expenditure also, increase in private sector expenditure, है ना. There should be some kind. And next यहाँ पे इसी point के हम साथ में लिखेंगे policy reforms. So policy reforms has already been policy reforms. So policy reforms also explained it here. How the most immediate, spend commitment coupled with the substantial tax incentives. जैसे कि आपका यहाँ पे आप लिख सकते हो policy reforms and जैसे यहाँ पे tax incentives and grants to promote the increasing the private sector investment. Tax incentive जैसे कि we have the CSR concept, है ना, social responsibility, corporate social responsibility. So here the private sector has to spend some amount of money in there. So why not in that in R&D sector we can do something like that. You can also substantiate like that. Okay, so what we can do here, tax incentive and grants, right? Next, here at least 50% of the total. The launch of the Rupees 1 lakh crore research development and innovation RDI fund by the government is a step in the right direction. You can already write that this step has been taken by. This is something you can write in the conclusion also, that RDI research development innovation fund has been one of the step taken by the government of India in the right direction in the for the progress of this, something like conclude like that kind of a statement. Okay, provided this is dispersed efficiently and targeted towards the frontier technologies. An ambitious India needs to move away from the scattered research efforts and focus on national mission in strategic high value domains. So यहाँ पे what is the other point here? Focused on demand driven, major focused on, है ना, focused on demand driven research projects, demand driven research facilities, sorry research टॉपिक्स या जो भी आप लिख सकते हो, ठीक है. नेक्स्ट सच एज योर हाई वैल्यू सेमीकंडक्टर्स पे काम करना है, एआई पे काम करना है, क्वांटम कंप्यूटिंग इज वन ऑफ द टॉपिक, एडवांस मटेरियल्स एंड ग्रीन एनर्जी, दैट इज समथिंग व्हिच वी नीड टू वर्क ऑन, है ना. दैट इज समथिंग इट इज टॉकिंग अबाउट. लुक, it's very simple. Of course, in the last I would say that again, that if you get to know the problems, you will definitely going to write the solution, है ना. So here the problem was that in that India's research is very much theoretical. So how to use in a more practical such kind of application or topics or need to do. Okay, that is semiconductors, AI, quantum computing, advanced material and green energy. This mission requires long-term uninterrupted funding and clear measurable outcomes tied to the national security and the economic sovereignty. Okay, universities and research. Okay, what about the universities and research? And there is no escaping India's obligation to reform higher education. Universities must transition from being purely teaching institutes to also becoming center of excellence in the research. So यहाँ पे again add the point in your notes like that. So what should the point? The collaboration between industries and academia, ठीक है, something this. And next the research should be okay, more institutes in the research, more institutes in research as a COE, center of excellence, as focused on center of excellence research project like that. Okay, fine. So furthermore, mandatory again this involves PhD programming, creating comprehensive research faculty position, building world class research infrastructure. Furthermore, mandatory and structured mechanism for industry sponsored research chairs and joint incubation centers. ये सारे content आप लिख सकते हो. This is something we are writing about sub points. You can elaborate with such content, right? Center must be established to bridge academic industries gap. India must also inculcate a robust intellectual property culture in the country. This means the simplifying patent filing process. So यहाँ पे what is the third thing? The way forward यहाँ पे हम लोग लिख सकते हैं low या less या simplifying, better say word, the simplifying bureaucratic processes, bureaucratic or paper works, है ना, in IP filing and research projects and research overall, actually projects overall, there should be less process and should be there so many updation like something related with that in the online processes, something it should be very transparency there should be like that, है ना. This is something you can elaborate with it. Okay, India must also inculcate fit India possesses intellectual capital. This is how you can conclude also. You need in the conclusion you need to talk about that India holding that position. India has already that potential. It just need to utilize efficiently. Okay, so that's how you conclude it. India possesses intellectual capital and the aspirations to become a global innovation leader. However, the current deficit in R&D investment, so glaringly exposed by the comparison to the single company such as Huawei, cannot sustain this ambition. The next decade must be dedicated to create. That is how you are concluded. The next decade must be dedicated to creating the structural, financial and cultural foundation for innovation. If the fundamental changes are not executed with the political will and unwavering commitment, the goal of the Viksit Bharat will recede beyond 2047. So this is something about the critique, but that's not you need to write the conclusion. यहाँ पे आप थोड़ा सा modify कर सकते हो. The right, like यहाँ पे you can conclude like that these steps are really are required to fulfill that are one of the very important goal of the Viksit Bharat, that is up to your 2047. Yeah, for completing, for attaining that goal of the Viksit Bharat to 2047, this kind of steps are very very much required, right? That's how you conclude the answer. So in that one article we got the so much information. Here we got the data are 75% of world brain, 3% of the world research only. यहाँ पे आप बेटर क्या है, आपके यहाँ पे दिखा सकते हो 6 रैंक मिली है इंडिया को, है ना? एंड इंक्रीज कितना हुआ है? 15.7% इंक्रीज हुआ है, जो कि वन ऑफ द गुड progress, ठीक है? But here again the global patent is 3.55 billion, but India is constituting only 1.8%. That is your second data. Next, R&D expenditure आपकी कितनी है? Government और private sector मिला के 0.5 to 0.7% of GDP, right? In that government sector is contributing 63.6%, while remaining is contributing the private sector. While this is not in the developed country, in the developed country private sector examples से justify करो, like such as your Huawei company, है ना, which is giving a good competition to the country. यहाँ पे फिर आप क्या लिख रहे हो? Challenges लिख रहे हो. What are the challenges in that, ठीक है? तो यहाँ पे आप सबसे पहले क्या लिखोगे? लो कंट्रीब्यूशन बाय द प्राइवेट सेक्टर, फिर लैक ऑफ इंडस्ट्री अकेडमी. यहाँ पे आप सबसे पहले तो ये लिख सकते हो, लो एक्सपेंडिचर, लो जीडीपी कंट्रीब्यूशन. ऑल्दो वी हैव रिटन इट, नो. द फर्स्ट पॉइंट शुड बी, ओके, वी आर नॉट राइटिंग इन द सीरीज. तो सबसे पहले आपका क्या है? लो या लेस जीडीपी एक्सपेंडिचर, लेस जीडीपी एक्सपेंडिचर इन R&D. The first point should be like that. What the else point you can add it from here, less expenditure in R&D, है ना? So in the class we have, when we talk about this, we talk so many other things also, that what are the major challenges you can write in most of the answer. Infrastructural problem, right? Infrastructural problem. And this is something about the human resources, infrastructural constraints, okay? Then we can also write the less, like technological gap, skilled gap, technological skill gap as a human resource, skill gap in human resource, ठीक है? That's how so much points you can write in the challenges, जैसे कि contribution by the private sector justified with such kind of data, lack of industry academic collaboration, theoretical driven research is less connected with that market demand, brain drain concept, because of that, of course brain drain concept, there are so many multiple regions, then lower salaries to research. इस point को आप justify ऐसे करो and write the bureaucratic hurdles at the separate point. Then low or the less GDP expenditure and R&D. Write it down the first point, this should be the second point, then it should be third, fourth point, and the technological skill gap and the human responses. What are the steps you can take in? Budget expenditure करना है, private का investment increase करना है, infrastructure improve करना है. Of course यहाँ पे you can write improving in the infrastructure, when we have written that more institutes should be involved in the center of excellence such project, not only about that theoretical PhD, and but more in the demand driven because of the industry academic collaboration. So that's how you conclude, that's how you write the way forward, and in the conclusion you can give the reference of the Viksit Bharat. R&D is one of the sector which will be important for so many fields, and it should not be limited in your GS paper 3, but other so many fields. That's how you conclude the answer, and that's how you take the required information from the article. I hope this is very beneficial for you guys. If the next time, whenever the science or technology topic come in the news article, I'll try to explain it again. Thank you guys.